Well, this is a nice way to wake up with fishermen in the river, but we've got to pack up, get ready to go, and hit the trail, the Nez Perce Trail and the Lewis and Clark Trail. So come along for another Squatch Dog adventure. This is the Nez Perce Heart of the Monster Interpretive Center. Not quite sure what this all is, but we're gonna find out. It's a half-a-mile loop. It explains a little bit more about what the Heart of the Monster is.
It happened many years ago, long before the people came, when only animals lived here. Once upon a time, a coyote was building a fish trap on the river. He learned that a great monster was eating all the animals.
So this big stone formation marks the beginning of the Nez Perce, according to folklore, where Coyote came in and slayed a monster that was eating all the animals and eventually cut him up into pieces and threw him all around the region, forming a number of various Native American tribes like the Coeur d'Alene and so on, and then eventually the Nez Perce people. So this is a representation of that, the heart of the monster. This is the heart of the monster. Well, the Nez Perce Indians sure told great stories, didn't they?
Yeah, they had some whoppers.
And they loved the coyote. They love to tell stories about the coyotes. So, but we're going to continue on the Nez Perce Trail and see what else we come across. I think we're going to hit a battlefield, which should be interesting. So, and maybe even a visitor center.
Yeah, we need one of those.
Yeah, we do. So here's a byway information center near Kuskia, Idaho. That should give us more information, I would think, on the Lewis and Clark expedition, the Nez Perce Indians, and the gold rush. Brad likes this one here about fish. Right, Brad?
I love it.
I knew you would. So this is interesting. It talks about 4 Nez Perce warriors who traveled to the home of William Clark in St. Louis back in the fall of 1831 because they were feeling some stress and pressure from white men. And so they wanted some more information on the white man's culture and so that they could understand a little bit more about them so they could maybe survive and thrive in this area. But unfortunately, they died and never made it back. Talks a little bit about the Lewis and Clark expedition and the Corps of Discovery. They came through this area in September and October of 1805. They were trying to find the Pacific Ocean. They finally found the river that would take them westward to the Columbia River to the Pacific Ocean. Looking Glass from the Nez Perce tribe had a band that lived up in this area, and things were going great until the U.S. Army came here and started harassing them and tried to corral them into a smaller reservation than they had originally agreed upon. It was like a tenth of the size of the reservation that they did agree upon. And Looking Glass said to the general, "Hey, look, we're just trying to live peacefully here. Leave us alone. Why are you harassing us?" And then they came in and attacked them and took some of the Nez Perce people and held them captive. And that's when several other bands of the Nez Perce tribe got together, started moving to Montana. We just left the Nez Perce Indian Reservation. Brad, look!
What?
There's blue sky ahead.
Good. Need some.
We do. And we're in the Clearwater National Forest.
We're Starting to head up into the mountains now.
We're heading into a lot of pine trees.
Are we getting more of those larch?
I don't see any larch. I see just more pine trees.
The Nez Perce seemed to go a long way to trade stuff. They were trading salmon for buffalo. That's all the way to Montana. That probably took a long time.
Yeah. I think they covered a lot of ground in this area before the white man came in and forced him to sign a treaty with the reservation.
I guess that's why they knew where to go, but they'd already been there.
Yeah. Larch are really turning through this area. So we're climbing up into the Bitterroot Mountains, slowly but surely, making our way to Lolo Pass. So beautiful up here with all these larches turning color. It's just amazing up here in the Bitterroot Mountains, don't you think?
It's
Peak fall colors for sure.
no snow on top. That's good too.
Yep, no snow yet.
37 degrees.
All right. Snowing up here. This is cool. We're in our first snowstorm of the year, Brad.
Turn around.
That's cool. I can't believe it's snowing up here. Snow's starting to stick on the trees a little bit, and there's snow on the side of the road. It's a winter wonderland. Hey Brad, we're heading into Montana.
About time.
We're at the top of Lolo Pass. So these are the Bitterroot Mountains, and it is snowy. I can't believe all this snow on the ground. This is crazy.
My water bottle exploded.
Your water broke?
It exploded. Must be high. High mountain water.
Brad's water broke. So this area is called the Big Hole. This is where the Nez Perce back in 1877 thought that they had a safe place to hang out, as they knew that they were getting tracked down by the U.S. Army. Well, the U.S. Army Sergeant Gibbons had planned an early morning raid from up here on this hill. They came down and they saw that there were a bunch of teepees down here, and so they started attacking them. The Nez Perce people retreated and then started going with a counterattack this way as the U.S. Army men went back into the pine thickets and hid, and then they went in and found them and killed a bunch of them, while while the families of the Nez Perce took off this way. So there was a lot of blood that was shed here, and while the casualties for the Nez Perce were not extremely huge, they were large. The Nez Perce people started realizing that maybe this was not such a safe place for them to be after all. Down here you can see there are poles that mark where the teepees were on that fateful day. The Big Hole attack took place just 2 months before the final engagement between the Nez Perce Indians and the Army. That was fought at Bear Paw Mountain in Montana. That battle was just shy of the Canadian border, and it took place back in 1877 between September 30th and October 5th. That's when Chief Joseph realized that surrender was probably the only option for the Nez Perce Indians. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. It would really mean a lot to us. Meanwhile, happy trails.